The two most serious brain diseases are stroke, which kills nearly 130,000 Americans every year, and Alzheimer's disease, which kills nearly 85,000. Most strokes can be thought of as brain attacks, like heart attacks, but the rupturing plaques in your arteries cut off blood flow to parts of the brain rather than to parts of the heart. Alzheimer's is more of a mind attack. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most physically and emotionally burdensome diseases for both sufferers and caregivers alike. Unlike stroke, which can kill instantly without any warning, Alzheimer's involves a slower, more subtle decline over months or years. Instead of cholesterol-filled plaques in your arteries, plaques made of a substance called amyloid develop in the brain tissue itself, associated with loss of memory and, eventually, loss of life. While the pathology of stroke and Alzheimer's are different, one key factor unites them. Mounting evidence suggests that a healthy diet may help prevent them both. Stroke. In about 90% of strokes, blood flow to the part of the brain gets cut off, depriving it of oxygen and killing off the part fed by the clogged artery. That's called an ischemic stroke, from the Latin ischemia, meaning stopping blood. A small minority of strokes are hemorrhagic strokes, which are caused by bleeding into the brain when a blood vessel bursts. The damage wrought by a stroke depends on which area of the brain was deprived of oxygen or where the bleeding occurred, and for how long the deprivation lasted. People who experience a brief stroke might only need to contend with arm or leg weakness, while those who suffer a major stroke can develop paralysis, lose the ability to speak, or, as is too often the case, die. Sometimes the blood clot lasts only a moment, not long enough to notice, but still long enough to kill off a tiny portion of your brain. These so-called silent strokes can multiply and slowly reduce cognitive function until full-blown dementia develops. The goal is to reduce the risk of both the massive strokes that can kill you instantly and the mini-strokes that kill you over the course of years. Just as with heart disease, a healthy diet can reduce stroke risk by reducing cholesterol and blood pressure while improving blood flow and antioxidant capacity. Fiber, fiber, fiber. In addition to its well-known effects on bowel health, high fiber intake appears to reduce the risk of cancers of the colon and breast, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, and premature death in general. A number of studies now show that high fiber intake may also help ward off stroke. Unfortunately, less than 3% of Americans meet the minimum daily recommendation for fiber. This means about 97% of Americans eat fiber-deficient diets. Fiber is naturally concentrated in only one place: whole plant foods. Processed foods have less, and animal-derived foods have no fiber at all. Animals have bones to hold them up. Plants have fiber. It apparently doesn't take much fiber to cut stroke risk. Increasing fiber intake by just 7 grams a day may be associated with a 7% risk reduction. Different strokes for different folks, depending, evidently, on how much fiber they ate. An additional 7 grams of fiber is easy to add to your diet. It's the equivalent of a bowl of oatmeal with berries or a serving of baked beans. How does fiber protect the brain? We're not exactly sure. We do know that fiber helps control your cholesterol and blood sugar levels, which help reduce the amount of artery-clogging plaque in your brain's blood vessels. High-fiber diets may also lower blood pressure, which reduces the risk of brain bleeds. But scientists don't have to know the exact mechanism before you act on this knowledge. As the biblical passage goes, a man scatters seed on the ground, the seed sprouts and grows, though he does not know how. Had the farmer from Scripture postponed his sowing until he understood the biology of seed germination, he wouldn't have lasted very long. So why not go ahead and reap the benefits of eating fiber by eating more unprocessed plant foods? It's never too early to start eating healthier. Though stroke is considered an older person's disease, only about 2% of stroke deaths occur before the age of 45, the risk factors may begin accumulating